What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to our Seattle Kraken franchise mode, and we're coming off a Stanley Cup victory. That's right, your Seattle Krakens, for the second time in franchise history, are going to be hoisting Lord Stanley Cup. Last time was over in that bottom left, 2023-2024 season. After we lost to the Edmonton Oilers, who would go on to win it, and last year we lost to the Anaheim Ducks, who would have won it. So possibility of 4 out of the past 5 cups, but not quite. President's Trophy goes to the Buffalo Sabres this year. Clarence S. Campbell was us. Prince of Wales, Carolina. Individual awards. Art Ross goes to Mikko Rantanen. Hart Memorial, Elias Pettersson. James Norris, Rasmus Dahlin. Lady Byng goes to Tyler Seguin. Calder Memorial goes to McIver. Conn Smythe, Tomas Hertl, finally. He had one hell of a regular season and one hell of a playoffs. He 100% deserves this Conn Smythe trophy. Vezina goes to Shesterkin over in Buffalo. He also wins the William M. Jennings. Bill Masterton goes to Lambos of the Vancouver Canucks. Jack Adams goes to Pagaduin of the Oilers. I mean, I would say that's probably right. They went from being a bottom 10 team in the league to bouncing back to a playoff performance. Still a loss in the first round, but I can understand why he won that. Frank J. Selke goes to Pierre-Edouard Dubois over in the Columbus Blue Jackets. Ted Lindsay, Elias Pettersson, and then Tyler Seguin wins the Maurice Richard. 5 more goals than our Mike Hewitt. That's a little bit unfortunate. Another unfortunate thing about us coming off this win is there's so much uncertainty until we really advance it. We're really going to have to wing it. Every time, anything that you find out, I'm going to be finding out in the process as well. The first thing's up, all right, well, let's take a look at contracts. Michael DiPietro, all right, our goaltender. He's won us 2 Stanley Cups. He does not want to re-sign with us. He dropped down to an 84 overall, just a regular old starting goaltender off this Stanley Cup victory. I really say that this guy is like 5-6 mil max. But I wonder, do we have to just overpay for him just to keep him with our team? Looking at the pending free agents for goaltenders, that is a very strong likelihood. All right, so for this upcoming season, these are the goaltenders that we really have to work with. Sort by, yep, there we go. So we really have to work with, I wouldn't even want any of these guys. No, we could go for Hagelin, actually. Medium starter, Matthias Hagelin, Montreal Canadiens. 11 wins this past season, 11-4-1. He's always had above 900 just about, except for this one season in Montreal, but he's always been a winning goaltender at least. Except in the Swedish. But in the end, he's been a winning goaltender. I don't know. I don't really want to make a trade for him. If we're gonna get rid of DiPietro, we have to bring back in a starter. There are these younger. Yeah, let's make sure they're going to be UFAs. There we go. Now we're down to unrestricted free agents. There's this Chistov. Alexei Chistov of the New York Islanders. Medium elite potential. He's listed as a starter, but he's 82 years of age. This past season, he also went 1-4. 1-4-3. I don't think those are bad stats, but the problem is he's 82. He's 25 years of age. I don't think he's going to reach that elite potential unless we just pop off. All right, so really the only goaltenders that could replace DiPietro for us would be if we go out and get John Gibson. The only reason I would go out and get John Gibson is if he wants a 1 or 2 year contract with us. Otherwise, if we're going to have to sign a goalie to 4 years or something, I would prefer DiPietro. But then again, looking at the rest of our team, we have a lot of older players on the team who we need to figure out if they're going to retire before we can really decide who we need to bring in. So I came and go into the draft class and look at potential prospects to grab. All right? So Drew Doughty, 37, off a Stanley Cup win. I would retire if I was him. Torrey Krug, he's still got his medium elite potential. He's 36, 88 overall. He doesn't seem to be really digressing at all at this age. So maybe he could come back for one more season. However, I don't really want to sign him if he's going to be asking for $7 million. I would pay him maybe like $4 to $5 million for Torrey Krug. Then there's Michael Furlan, 35 years of age. He's at that time that he could retire. Blake Coleman, another guy, didn't get a lot of play time. He could retire for us down in our system because some guys get sent down. Chris Tanev, we're not going to be bringing him back, but he should retire. Andreas Lee, he should be retiring. It's going to be a very interesting offseason because we got a lot of guys' contracts coming up as well. We're really going to be restructuring this team all around coming off this Stanley Cup victory, but let's simulate on up. All right, pick number 15 stays with Vegas. Pick 14 stays with Minnesota. 13, Boston via the New York Islanders. Arizona Coyotes drop from 10 to 12. Calgary 9 to 11. San Jose 8 to 10. Pittsburgh 7 to 9. Ottawa 6 to 8. Tampa Bay Lightning fall from 4 to 7. The Capitals fall from 3 to 6. And Los Angeles Kings drop from 2 to 5, and the New York Rangers drop from number 1 to number 4. The Dallas Stars jumping everyone from 12 to 1. Toronto Maple Leafs 11 to 2. And then the Florida Panthers jumping from 5. Oh my God. Dallas, of course, gets the first overall pick. Let's take a look at the draft class here. See if we got anybody to be interested in goaltenders. Yep, still not a lot of guys scouted. We're just going to have to take a shot in the dark once we actually get there. Another question is, do we trade away Miguel Sergachev? Like, he's a 40-point guy every year now at least, but he wasn't in our lineup when we won the Stanley Cup. All right, so here we go. Looking at retirees, Evgeny Malkin is the number 1 for points, who's going to retire. Second is Ryan O'Reilly. Again, Nashville signing these veteran guys, but not winning them really any cups. Erik Karlsson retires as well with San Jose. Jamie Benn retires in, I think that's Florida's AHL. Drew Doughty, yep. Coming off a Stanley Cup victory, I would retire if I was him as well. 37 years of age, going off on a high note. David Krejci retires. Jordan Eberle retires a free agent. Thomas Tatar, Josh Bailey, Nazem Kadri, Vander Kane, Derek Brassard, Adam Henrique, Marcus Johansson, Derek Stepan, Mike Hoffman finally retires. All right, so the curse of Hoffman should be lifted maybe. Tyler Johnson, PK Subban, TJ Brody, Andre Palat, Michael Backlund, Chris Kreider, Jared Spurgeon, Jakob Silverberg, Justin Schultz, Nick Bonino, Zach Hyman, Ryan McDonough, Jeff Petrie, Nick Leddy. All right, there we go. We're starting to get into the rest of them. So Chris Tanev, all right. So our veteran Chris Tanev hangs up the skates as well. Anyone else for us? Keep on going. I think that should be it. Man, Anders Lee sticking it out. He's sticking it out. Over to goaltenders, this year's retiring class. Tuukka Rask retiring with the Florida's AHL. Martin Jones. Jacob Markstrom didn't win any cups with us. Sorry, buddy. How did his career wind up after us? He stuck with the New York Rangers where he absolutely just got pooped on. Yeah, he was not a good starting goaltender for them. His career pretty much fell off a cliff after getting traded from Seattle. Jonathan Bernier, Jake Campbell, Anders Nielsen, Mike Condon, Keith Kincaid, and then some backups or AHL guys who really only came in for emergency use. Alright, we're backed up. Simulating. Yeah, it's auto-saving, so it's kind of frozen. Drew Doughty. Retired players who are now a coach. Drew Doughty. Here's the thing as well. I'm kind of thinking since we're restructuring everything, even though we won the Stanley Cup, I think I want to restructure my coaching staff. I don't want to get rid of my head coach, but it's the people around my head coach that I want to bring in or fire and bring new guys in. Sophie Grapes. All right. The following scout. So we lost a scout. That's fine. Coaching retirements. Florida and Seattle. Florida Rattlesnakes lose Caleb Delamis. And then Seattle Krakens lose two guys. Wow, Sylvian Lambert and Tommy Blomqvist. So we still have our head coach. So our head coach hasn't left us yet, so that's good. But, I mean, them retiring, kind of frees me up from having to fire their dumbasses. I guess they might have heard that I was going to fire them. But retiring off a Stanley Cup, good for them. Not going to, you know what, should we go into the draft interviews? Yeah, let's go into the draft interviews, actually, and look at goaltenders. All right, so first goalie I'm kind of interested in would be being Bureau. Because he's the highest overall. He's got closest scout. He's got 2 bars, medium elite maybe. Desmond Bureau, 18-year-old from the NLA. Let's interview him. So first things first, let's talk about your skills. I want to know your strengths and weaknesses. What would you say your greatest strength is? His vision. All right, so he's got good vision. And your weakness is going to be your shot. Then deking. So puck skills. All right, puck skills is his weakness. And then we'll get into your play style. All right, let's talk about your play style. What do you think? Hybrid, prototype, butterfly. All right, so he's a butterfly goalie. That's good to know at least. All right, did we get anything interesting out of Bureau? No. Ah, damn it, still just 2 bars. I don't think we're going to be able to really get anything. Tyler, maybe. I mean, if we're trying to figure out ETA, we probably could, but let's just back out. We'll back out, get on up into the NHL draft. We do have 3 first-round picks. All right, so let's jump onto the draft and just try to plan this out together. All right, so Dallas is on the clock. We have, what pick numbers do we have? We have pick number 17. So 17, 28, and 32. 17, 28, 32. Alright. So let's see, what can we bring in? I'd probably want to get rid of one of you guys if we're going to. 17, 28, 32. What are the prospects around there? You draft class. Because I wouldn't be opposed to trading up. Actually, before we do, where's the earliest we could trade up? Earliest we can't trade up. Wow, 20th. Is the earliest teams are willing to trade up. What if I offer both of my later first-round picks? Oh my god, I went to the fucking trading block. My bad. No, didn't mean to do that. Alright, draft picks. What if I trade away both of them? What are teams willing to give me for 2 first-round picks? Arvidsson, a third. I'm going to decline. Meyer, no. Logan Brown, no. Tierney, no. Thanasiu, no. 2 seconds, no. Wenberg, Parenko, no. All right, so that's not good. What about 3 first-round picks? Nothing. All right. Buffalo and the Devils. Meyer, third. Logan Brown, Thanasiu, Winnipeg's Wenberg. All right, so we're going to have to use these picks again. Because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to move really that far back. If we can't move up. Let's see. Oh, not sort by that. Didn't mean to sort by that. Alright, so 17 leaves us around this pick. Alright, so 2 unknowns and a top 4 defenseman. He's a defensive defenseman. We would rather have an offensive defenseman. But it doesn't look like any of these guys. Yeah, they're going to be defensive defensemen too. 6'5" left defensemen. Don't really need left defensemen. We more need right defensemen. But we don't need defensive defensemen is the thing. 2-year NHL ETA. 2-year. Is there any like NHL ready guys back here? Any NHL ready? 3 years, 3, 4, nothing, 3, 4. Alright, we're getting pretty much past our pick. Yeah, 4 years. So, nothing. Alright, so we're getting pretty much a guy who actually are going to be prospects, take like 3 to 4 years. First picks, right wing sniper Ivanov. Alright, we needed a right wing sniper. It would have been nice to pick him up, but he's going to be going to the Dallas Stars. So instead of playing with him, we are going to be playing against him. Let's simulate on up to our pick, number 17. Take a look. Alright, advance it on over. So center sniper, 79 overall, medium elite. Krivchenko going to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Left wing playmaking. Playmaker Binghamton going to the Florida Panthers. Medium elite. Nice job there. Holy. Wow. Left wing, medium elite. LA Kings get Zigamanis. That's a nice pick for the LA Kings there. Any other 70s, 80s? There it is. Another 80. Left wing power forward Wolowitsky. Pittsburgh is going to be stacking up on these prospects, man. Another medium elite power forward who can play right away. Left wing sniper Burrows going to Calgary. Arizona is getting a defensive defenseman Voloshenko, 62. All right, then some high 60s. All right, what do we got going on here? There is a center sniper in Jamal Morgan. That might not be bad, but he's a dump cycle. We need someone that's not that. Okay, two-way, no. We do need a sniper, though. He might not be bad just to pick up. Right wing Jackson. Henry Strome. We don't need a left defenseman is the thing. Cycle pinch, no. 17. Who else? Who else? Henrique, center, possibility being a medium elite, balance, energy, block behind the net, nope. God damn it. Blanco, no. I'm gonna have to take a shot in the dark, boys. Looks like that's gonna be our thing. Caleb Madden, he can play both sides. I mean, it's good to be getting at least a defensive prospect. It's just we don't. I'm looking for offensive defensemen if we're going to get them, because we got our elite, we got our 2 enforcers, we got 2 defensive defensemen last year. I would like an offensive defenseman if possible. Ryan Strome, kind of 17. It's the 2 17-year-olds, 6'5", Red Deer Rebels, 17-year-old. What do we want to go? Henry Strome, 6'3", 17-year-old. 6'2". 60. I like a bigger defenseman. A smaller defenseman would probably have a bigger opportunity of being an offensive defenseman now that I think about it. Call a timeout. All right, call a timeout. We got to think about this. Because none of them are there, so we have to go pretty much based off their stats. 21 minutes, 14 minutes. 14 minutes, though. He's playing in an A-plus league. 38 penalty minutes plus 6. Plus 20. Caleb Madden. In the WHL, we draft a lot of guys out of the dub. 7 goals, 14 assists, 21 points. He was a plus 20. He's 6'2", 18 years of age. He can play both sides. We would need a right defenseman, so both of these guys actually would be out. So it would be Bryant. 25 points in 60 games, also in the dub. So it's believing in either Bryant, who's played 23 minutes, or believing in Caleb Madden, who played in 21 minutes. I kind of like Caleb because he can play both sides. Yeah, Bryant slipped back here. He fell in the draft. 195, 203. Yeah, he's built. He's got a stronger frame. We're going to take Caleb Madden, who can play both sides on the defense. Caleb Madden, high top 6. So we probably missed out there. Sim up 1 pick. All right, 67, medium top 4, defensive defenseman. Caleb. I mean, he was a defensive defenseman, but still, Caleb, come on. Fuck, Boston Bruins getting another defenseman. So 2 defensive defensemen. So there's their defensive core of the future we're watching being drafted. Morgan, okay. Pittsburgh, just a top 4 again. All right, come on. 65. 64, okay. Nothing too crazy happening here. Avalanche still just a 65. All right, all right. We really just missed out on the potential. Are you serious? We drafted like one of the only busts in the early fucking first round. Jesus Christ! Again, nobody scouted for us. Okay. Nobody scouted. Here we go again. Trying to figure out what we want to do here. Any defensemen around? No. Victor Volkov, 4-year NHL ETA. Some concerns if he can handle professional environment, does care about winning, doesn't have a similar play style. He seems kind of even from Russia. 4 goals, 2 assists, in 11 minutes of play. Yeah, I'd take it. Take Victor. Victor will take you. We at least have a little bit of information. 2-way forward, top 6. I mean, if we were going to have a 2-way forward, a top 9 would be it. Another, just 2 more top 9s. And here we are again. Fuck. Matt Benstrom. I feel like we want to trade back to try to get one of those goalies, or 2 of them. Kind of interested to try to grab Bureau. Just because it's saying that he might be a medium elite. Like, we're going to go after someone. It's got to be these guys. They're playing in D leagues. I know one. Liam Enthrall. Medium starter, projected to go 140. So we need some 4th round picks. All right, so we need some 4th round picks. So let's offer a trade, try to find someone with a couple 4th round picks here. Maybe a 3rd rounder as well. So we're going to trade away our first. Could trade with Boston. They don't have anything for us. Calgary only got a 2nd outside of this, so no. Chicago does have some 2nds, does have some 3rds, and some 4ths. What do you guys got? You could give me maybe. Fleury, no. Goaltenders, no. So Chicago could be a target. Dallas, maybe. Yorkshire, boom, boom. Draft picks are there. So I want a 2nd and 3rd from Florida. I got Anthony Duclair, come from Norris. The problem is they're all coming out of contract. Any grinders? 2-way sniper. Grinder, Giovanni Smith. Forward line 3. I would want to pick up Giovanni. All right, bring in Giovanni Smith. Another grinder. Oh no, that's Giovanni still. And that's it. So we'll go Giovanni, a 2nd and a 3rd this year. A 3rd and Florida's 1st round pick next year. And an icing on top, I'll give them our 1st round pick next year as well. So 2 1st round picks for a 3rd, a 4th, Giovanni Smith, and Florida's 1st next year. Your offering to us is filling our needs, but the value just okay. So they don't like that. Let's see. Can we add a player then? Soulful Jackman, no. Let's see. Cruz Woods, Jonas Brodin needs to stay. Noah Hulson needs to stay. Actually, you know what? Hulson doesn't want to sign. That's not really getting us anything. Goaltenders. Joel Blomqvist, we'll trade Joel Blomqvist over to you. He's got 2 years left, medium fringe starter. I don't think that's going to be a real difference maker. No, it's not. So we're going to have to throw even more draft picks in there. I'll give up my 7th as well. How about that? No, still too far. Okay. We'll give up our 4th next year. No, okay. About 2 seconds. I'm out with 2 firsts, a 2nd, a 7th, and Blomqvist. Gonna reject. Okay. And if we move that up to our best pick of the 4th, still gonna say no. So okay. So at least we know there's not really a possibility of happening over in Florida then. LA Kings. 2-way. Nope. Don't want any of you. Nashville Predators. Timo Meier. Duchesne. Not really interested. New York Rangers. They are coming off a pretty awful year. Grab Ryan Graves up. No. Ottawa Senators. Logan Brown, Chris Tierney, Andre Case, power forward, 2-way sniper, 2-way playmaker, sniper, power forward, sniper. They got a nice overall and everything. It's just I'm not really interested in any of them. Goaltending prospect, maybe? No. Pittsburgh. They got the picks. They just don't got anybody. Interest to me. San Jose again. Power forward, playmaker, and then Cobb, 2-way forward as well. Like a goaltender, really, if I could. Anybody trying to get rid of a goaltender? Medium elite, 71 overall, Hickett. Carl Hickett. He's on a 1-year contract. He's 23 though. Vancouver doesn't want our 1st either, so not going to be interested in making that trade. Come on. There's got to be somebody else, maybe. McMillan. 73, 21 years of age, medium, 2 years remaining on his contract. Carolina, oh, we just beat them in the playoffs, though, and they don't want our 1st. I'm not making a trade for that, so they don't want our 1st. Anybody else? I don't think there's going to be really anybody else offering up goaltenders this late. No. No. Damn. Alright, so our best trade really is going to be... Where are they? What was it? It was the Florida Panthers. Alright, I want to bring in Giovanni Smith. Alright, I know I got to try to sign him. We want the 3rd and a 4th round pick in return. At least... And we'll get another 3rd next year. And then like a 5th. Alright, so Giovanni Smith, a handful of picks for a 1st round pick. Florida is going to accept. That is perfectly fine with me. And then the Florida Panthers with that pick probably is not going to get any better than what I got. Yeah, high top 9. So simulate on up to our next pick, pick number 80. In the 3rd round, view draft class again. Alright, so here we are. Possibility of a medium elite right here. Right wing, possible sniper. I gotta do it. It was fate. It was fate to grab him. Giovanni, or whatever. Right? Yeah. Gaspard Lapointe. 17 years of age, C-League. Possibility of medium elite. Right wing sniper. Right wing 2-way forward. Medium top 9. Fuck. Advance on up to pick number 101. This is where we're going to start taking some shots at some goaltenders. All right, so goaltenders right here, search. Okay, so we got you guys. We're right around here. We're right around Gage. Now, Gage Riddle, so he's been above a 9. He had 10 shutouts. He's 6'2", 20 years of age. 4-year NHL ETA. Would mesh well in the locker room, has a very well-rounded personality. Most goalies do. There is Desmond. Desmond's at 120. So when's my next pick? It's a little bit away. Okay. Gage is here. He's got a nice save percentage and everything. It's just... it's a little too old for my liking, so we're not going to go after Gage. Not going to pull the trigger on Gage. Instead, we're going to go for Desmond Bureau. We're going to reach a little bit. Desmond Bureau, medium backup. All right, let's see. What was Gage? What's Gage? Like an elite? Gage Riddle was a high starter. I should have went with fucking Gage. God fucking damn it. But I suck at drafting goaltenders here. Alright, so what do we do? Do we go with another American? 908, 903, 903. I'm thinking we go with Quentin Wilson. Or Wellwood. I think that's going to be my pick. Quentin Wellwood. Pick on up. Medium backup again. Oh, next pick. We're just going to keep on trying to get some goaltenders. That's what our later picks have pretty much been used for. Not even trying to grab more players. It's been literally just trying to find our future goaltender. All right, so here we are. These are our options. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. We got some candidates at possibility of a medium elite. 903, 903, 908. But this guy, who's supposed to go above all of them, didn't even play. 17-year-old Sergei Suglobov. 17-year-old, 4-year ETA, possibly 6'3". He's got no strengths. It's kind of interesting to have no strengths. Fuck it. Bring in Sergei. Bring him in. Belarus. The NHL entry draft is now completed. We had the last pick in the draft. With the last pick, we took that guy. He was a backup goaltender. I suck. I really, really fucking suck at fucking trying to draft goaltenders. I guess we're just going to have to sign or trade for someone for their goaltender. I guess that's how Seattle's going to have to build their goaltending. From now on, I'm no longer drafting a goaltender unless I know what that guy's potential is going to be. All right, coaches with expiring contracts. The following coaches have expiring contracts on the team. Vesey and George Ulrich. Let's re-sign some coaches. I don't think I'm actually going to do that, though. Instead, let's take a look at everything. So, first off, everybody except Yuri Chenard is going to be gone. All right, Chenard is going to be growing. He is our head coach. He's got a great record. He's got 2 Stanley Cups. He meshes well with the team. We're keeping Chenard. However, everybody else, George McCabe, Ulrich, Voutilainen, and even Scott is going to be gone. Completely gone. People are probably looking at this and being like, what the fuck? They just won the Stanley Cup and they're already going into tank mode? Not precisely. No, that's not entirely true. Taking a look at the scouts now. Let's see. Got 2 Bs, some Cs, so that's fine. So everyone else, these guys can all be signed. Cool. Krog, Reagan, and Demarmarchi. There you go. So all of them should be re-signed. We already took a look at the scouts. Cool. Breaking news: Floyd Roustakes has been fired. Yep, that is correct. And we can't sign head coaches. We can't sign scouts. But we do have a plan. So go to contracts. Take a look at how we want to structure this. Let's start on the back end. Goaltenders. Yep, Michael DiPietro does not want to re-sign with us. He doesn't want to. That's unfortunate. How much does he want? Being an 84 overall, he's still listed as an elite. 7 years at $8.7 million. What if we just offer him that? I'll offer you that, Michael DiPietro. How about that? All right, I'm going to offer you the exact contract that you want. Scott Wedgwood, we're going to release. He did get a Stanley Cup ring. Lindbaum is going to be released as well. So now in the minor leagues, we got Blomqvist and Millen as our goaltenders. Simone Lemarou, the 20-year-old that we drafted in the second round, he's still playing pretty decent hockey. He had his best save percentage and lowest goals against average, 32, 24, and 4 with 6 shutouts. So Cameron Malone, he's going to be our backup, or like our other goaltender in our AHL affiliation. As far as this guy's concerned, we're just going to release him. And then there's all of our backup goaltenders. Cool. Defensemen now. Torrey Krug, Jonas Brodin, Hulson, Boyce, and Angelo Boyce, he's getting signed. All right. Angelo's Boyce without a doubt. We'll even qualifying offer him just to make sure. But 3 years at 1.6, that's what he wants, so that's what I'll give. I'll give exactly that. That's perfectly fine with me. Vinny. We're going to get rid of you. Vinny, you're going to go off into free agency. Noah Hulson doesn't want to re-sign, so we'll release him into free agency. I'm fine with losing him. Sergachev, Krug, Bean, and Brodin. Jonas Brodin, let's bring him back. 3 years at $5 million. That's not really, even a 1 year at $5 million, Jonas. That's quite a bit for you. A $5 million contract for you, Jonas Brodin. I don't know. We're pretty much just paying you because you've been here so long. None of you guys are going to be signed. Yeah, just release you. There you go. So we're going to let him just kind of sit there for a little bit while we contemplate everyone else. Tom Wilson, third line grinder. Yep, we are going to sign him without a doubt. He wants $6 million, so he wants a bit of a pay grade. He does want a little bit more payday, but he did put up pretty much. Was it a career year? Yeah, career year. 50 points with Seattle. He did do very good. He jumped up to a second liner, so I understand wanting this money. 3-year contract. Let's just do. Doesn't make a difference. 3 years or 2 years. So we'll do 3 years at $6 million. We'll do 6.25. 3 years for Tom Wilson. He's always. Let's do 2 years. Yeah, 2-year contract at 6.2 for Tom Wilson. Giovanni Smith, the guy we traded for, we would like him to stay with our team to be a grinder. So we'll give him a 2-year, $1.7 million contract. That's fine. Holmstrom, our medium elite right winger. He wants a 2-way contract, and I'm going to get him to his max. 3 years at $0.8 million for him. Antropov, we're just going to release into free agency. And then Shower will be released as well. So there's all those right wingers. Left wing wise, we do have Michael Furland. He doesn't want to re-sign with us. How much does he want? He wants 2.4 for 2 more seasons. I like Furland. Furland's a good player for us. He's a plus player. He's a grinder. He fits. He can play on our 3rd or 4th line. I like him. I don't really want him to go anywhere. He's pretty consistent. Puts up right around 25 to 30 points a season. He's reliable. We did scratch him, though. Same him and Tom Wilson. I just want him for 1 year, and we'll pay him 2.5. 2.5 for 1 more season. Lee, you should have retired. Well, we're going to release you. Bo Meester, low top. Sign him to a 3-year contract, 2-way. Nikitin, going to release you. Volkov is fine. Center, Blake Coleman. Zach McEwen definitely is going to get a contract. 2-year contract, that's fine for Zach McEwen. Zeller, yep, low elite. Get him to that 3-year, 2-way contract. Blake Coleman, again, we'll sign him. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year, 1 million. All right, just like some rookies are making right now. Dominic Bach is going to be released. Foudy, Jean-Luc Foudy, playmaker. We're going to release him. Release Foudy. And Geit is going to be released as well. So there we go. So no, this is going to be the first year in 2 or 3 seasons that we're not going to be bringing in our draft picks. And I think we're going to have enough money to bring in Jonas Brodin. But for you, I would do 1 year. 1 year at 4.8. 1 year, 4.8, Jonas Brodin. How about that? And then we'll assess our situation from there. So everyone should be offered a contract that I want to be offering them. Advance it up one more day. Roy Bertuzzi's going to accept. There's a scout. There's another scout. Jonas Brodin accepts. Zeller accepts. Bowmeister accepts. Coleman, although I'm interested, I'm going to reject the dollar amount. I feel that I may be better suited to a team without so many players competing for play time in my position. Blake Coleman doesn't want to be here. Michael Furlan, easy decision to renew. Zach McEwen resigns. Tom Wilson, although I'm interested in principal extension, I'm going to reject on the dollar amount. I'm not too happy being on this team anymore. I think it may be time for us to go our separate ways. Tom Wilson, you're going to sign. Giovanni Smith signs. And Michael DiPietro, I decide to reject a contract renewal. I want to test the free agent market this offseason. Maybe more cash could persuade me. Angelo Boyce resigns. Lemieux, welcome to your new team. Holmstrom resigns as well. Okay. Oh, yeah, Torrey Krug. I completely forgot that we had to re-sign Torrey Krug. Oh, man. Krug, Wilson, Brodin actually rejected, and so did Coleman. That's a big part. Depth-wise for D. All right, Torrey Krug, we'll start with you. You want $8 million. We got $29 million to work with, and most of these guys wants quite a bit. So, Jonas, we'll give you 1 year contract at 5.1. 5.1 million, 1 season. Tom Wilson, 33 years of age. We only want him for a 2-year contract. 2 years at 6.5 for Tom Wilson. And then Torrey Krug being 38 years of age. Yeah, 2-way contract. 2-year contract at $8 million. So 2 years at $8 million flat. And then Coleman, again, we'll just offer you that 1 year. 1 year, exactly what you want. Fuck, there's DiPietro too. We got to try to finagle a way around him. I would like to sign him. What does he want for different years? He wants 7. 8.2 is his cheapest for another just 1 year contract for DiPietro. I feel like he would be getting sick of 1 year contract. He's won 2 Stanley Cups. We kind of have to let him go into free agency unless we want to sign him. 4 years at 8.6. He's considered an elite goaltender. He's won 2 Stanley Cups for us. I understand why he's asking for this much. How about this? 4 years at 8.7. DiPietro, we'll change it up. We'll change the years, but keep the money the same. What are these players going to say to that? All right, Scout accepts. Scout accepts. Scout accepts. Torrey Krug, those I'm interested in principal, I'm going to reject on the dollar amount. I'm not happy here, and this team is something I don't want to be a part of. You want to... Brodin not happy. Coleman doesn't want to be here. Wilson's not happy. And DiPietro is going to reject a contract renewal as well. Oh my god. Nobody wants to be here anymore? Okay. So we might have to go through like a mini retool. Torrey Krug, I'm fine losing you, so we'll release Torrey Krug. Jonas Brodin, I would like you to come back. It's just that money, man. We'll give you exactly what you want. 3 years. It's not worth it. It's going to be a bad contract. It's going to be a bad contract for Brodin. Coleman, we're going to release you to free agency. Tom Wilson, I do not want to hit free agency. I want him signed here right now. Let's do 1 year. No, he deserves a 2 year at least. Bring him up till he's 35. 2 years at $7 million for Tom Wilson. 2 years, $7 million. And then Jonas Brodin will give you a 2 year contract at 1.45. All right, so 2-way contract, 2 year contracts for both of them. DiPietro will give you a 4 year, $9 million contract for DiPietro. See, 4 years, $9 million. DiPietro, a lot of money being thrown out today. Jonas Brodin, easy decision to renew. Wilson is going to reject, and DiPietro rejects as well. So Wilson and DiPietro are just going to keep rejecting. So let's simulate on up to free agency. We're not going to be able to get either of them until then. Fuck. All right. So we got to start paying some attention in free agency. First off, starting with the staff. All right, so let's take a look at our coaching staff. Actually, let's just go through to view staff, and then we'll go back and forth. So coaching staff, all we have is our NHL head coach. So we're going to work our way down the ladder. So first thing, NHL associates coach. Who do we have here? Who's really available? Any actual like NHL players? I wonder. They would be probably in like their 30s or 40s. Drew Doughty, he wants to be an NHL associates coach. Bring back Drew Doughty. He's a generalist. All right, teachers especially and generalists will help develop and grow all players on your team in combination with a coach's teaching attributes. Okay. We could bring in Drew Doughty. He's pretty aggressive. He kind of likes it. Yeah, maybe bring in Drew Doughty. He did retire here. All right. NHL head coach, Dustin Brown. Wow, the veteran Dustin Brown trying to be an NHL head coach. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Goalies, though. That's what we need. We need goalies. So first things first, Young. He is a goalies coach, Arthur Young. That's who we want to sign. He used to be the head coach of the Colorado Avalanche up until recently. He got fired. He's a goalie specialist, so we're going to sign him. Hopefully he can work with Michael DiPietro. Maybe he'll jump up a little bit. But we're going to sign him to a $2 million and $2,085,000. There we go. 4-year contract for him. Arthur Young, offer him for being our NHL goalie coach. That's good. Sorts by the age again. So there's Dustin Brown. Schwartz, Gavin. None of you guys are signed. AHL head coach. Mark Giordano. Yeah, Mark Giordano trying to be a head coach down in the AHL. We could build him a team. All right, Bits. Fuller, Shower, no. That's it. NHL assistant coach, Marian Hossa. Is who this is? No, Michelle Hossa. Okay. NHL associates. Nobody. And NHL assistants. Nobody as well. Okay, for NHL associates, I'm saying we bring in Drew Doughty. He just retired here. He's really good on the power play, pretty decent penalty kill, not that good at teaching. Coach influence is a B, and he's kind of stuck here as well. So unlike, oh wow, none of them actually. So it's just solid. All right, so that's just where they're starting. He's 38. He could develop to be a better teacher. What is teaching? Teaching influences, okay, in combination with coaching, teaching attributes. This will help dictate whether or not players can grow up or down in potential. Okay. let's get our AHL goalie coach, actually. Let's figure the goalie coaches out first. And then we can worry about that. So we got our NHL goalie coach. What about our next goalie coach? Wow, down to a C at least for goalies. All right, so it looks like a C with a B. B teaching. That's his best overall. But if we're going to get a goalie coach, I want a goalie coach with good, that, generalist, no. I want a goalie coach with good, with some good influence too. All right, goalie coach with some influence. Come on, come on, come on. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Goalie, goalie, goalie. Boom. B minus, B minus. All right, Guy Gwynnon. All right, so he was a head coach somewhere too. Ooh. He was also a head coach for a short little time. But do I want him? I mean, we got some guys with better teaching to be goaltenders. Need to be goalie coaches. 56, 45. Richard Pillar, A+ goalie coach, sure. We'll sign you to a $250,000 contract to be our AHL goalie coach. All right. Now we need NHL associates coach. We were going to offer that to Drew Doughty. Right? Did we? No, we did not. So we're going to offer the associates position to Drew Doughty. All right, so Drew Doughty, welcome to our bench. You're going to be an associates coach for $800,000. All right, $800,000. So there's our associates coach picked up. Generalist, that's fine. AHL head coach. Kind of interested to bring in Giordano to be our head coach, but we do have a forward teaching mentality. That would only leave us with you. Overload, trap, aggressive, high pressure, forecheck, large block, roll 3 lines. I mean, that's kind of similar, just not umbrella. Give it to Grant, maybe? We need to develop some coach. So we need to develop somebody at least. He's got to be at least a forward, and he's the only forward head coach we got here, Grant. All right. We're just going to give him a 1-year contract at $700K to be our AHL head coach. That's fine. Sure. Moving on, NHL assistant coach. This is where I want to focus on defense. All right, so I want a defensive-minded goalie coach. All right, so defensively, we want to be strong here. We want a defensive coach that that has good teaching. So let's see, generalist, offense, goalie, defense. Wow, no good defensive coaches here. There you go. Defense, B minus. Oh no, C. Really? C is the best for defensive coaches we can do? Okay, how about some coaching influence for defense with at least a C? C minus for teaching, that's not what we want. I want a defenseman who can actually teach us. CC, yeah. It's not really great. Sort by defensive ability then. Defense or PK? Nah, defense. Best defensive coach, B minus here. C minus teaching and a C minus coaching influence, but he is the best coach for teaching defense. It's going to be Paris, Mathieu Paris. All right, so he's the best for coaching defense. All right, offer him $600K. Sign him to a contract as well. All right, just under 600K, fine. AHL Associates Coach. Again, we might as well go for a generalist. Sort by overall. All right, so C- across the boards. We'll just go for a young guy then. Or do we want to go by teaching? I want to go by teaching. B. All right, there we go. 2 generalists. One's a 47-year-old right here. Ob. Stefan Ob, generalist, teaching of a B. We're going to offer him a contract, 500K, to be our associates coach. There we go. And then AHL assistant coach. Well, that's goaltending. AHL assistant coach. We need a defensive guy. So defenseman, sort by defenseman. C, 1 defensive with D teaching. Okay. 55-year-old Barinka. All right, offer him one for like 400K. 400K, perfect for assistant. All right, so there's our coaching tree figured out, or restructured anyways, and now we're in free agency. We lost some key pieces. We need a goaltender for sure, and I'd like to get back Tom Wilson if we can. Unfortunately, I think Tom Wilson doesn't have any buyers yet. But there's a lot of good players that we could be picking up. But first thing first, we know goaltending. Goaltending, oh my God. DiPietro wants more money than John Gibson wants. That's kind of unreal, all right? DiPietro, I'm not willing to pay you that much, all right? I'm just not willing to do it. If you want I'm not willing to give you a 7-year contract. We'll do... 3.25. We'll do a 6-year contract. All right, so 1 year less. 6.5 wouldn't be bad. All right, 6.5 for 6 years for Michael DiPietro. All right, that's what I'm willing to offer for him. That's what we're going to submit. All right, let's take a look at our roster now. How is everyone else shaping up? How is the remainder of our roster? Because I think we're going to have to go after our AHL. We're going to have to build our AHL squad from scratch again. So we're going to go position by position. Goaltending in the system. We need main roster. So main roster is going to be Vivolainen, DiPietro, Blomqvist, and in the system is going to be Kilman Lemieux. So that's fine. Defensively, the main roster is going to be Sergachev, Bean, Brodin with Boy. Kruger, did he grow to jump up into the NHL? He did. So Johan Kruger could play 2024 first round pick. He could be in our team. Maybe we take a step back for a year. In the system again. Huey Lasis didn't jump. Yeah, no other defenseman jumped. Okay, so what does that leave us with? 1, 2, 1. Okay. So what are we going to miss? We need... do we want to go after another offensive defenseman to play alongside Sergachev? Sergachev needs to be on the top 2. He's a 2-way defenseman. Okay. Jake Bean as well. Jake Bean can be on that second line. Offensive defenseman with a defensive defenseman. That would be Angelos Boyce or Kruger. Down on the top 6 would probably be Jonas Brodin with Kruger. Angelo Boyce with Jake Bean. And then I need somebody on the top 2 to play with Sergachev, as well as a depth defenseman to come in and replace some guys. And then in our system, we're pretty set, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, defensively in the system, we're fine. Maybe need a depth defenseman to come in and play for us, but that's fine. So over to defense, we need top defenseman to play alongside of Sergachev. So what do we got for defense? Torrey Krug is the best available. He's got 1 team interested. Dumba, Pietrangelo, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He does put up quite a bit of points. 55 points. He's been winning a few awards as well. Oh, I just realized that I didn't show you guys awards for this season, did I? No, I didn't. I don't think I did. Did I? Can't remember. Can't remember if I did, but these are pretty much. This is pretty much our choice. We pretty much got to pay for Torrey Krug, but he's making so much. All PK lines, all PK lines. Two-way. Just a bunch of fucking twos. Okay. So maybe Bean with Sergachev. Defensive defenseman. Two-way defenseman. So we need an offensive defenseman still to play in that top four for us. All right. So what do you got for me? Overall wise, so sort by overall. Find me a offensive defenseman that can play in our top four, maybe. It's just a bunch of two ways. Offensive, Samuel Girardi, 29 years of age. He fits in our top four, possibly. Samuel Girardi, how's he been playing through the seasons? He's been playing with Colorado, always a plus player. All right, he does put up pretty decent stats. How many minutes has he been playing, though? Right around 19, 20 minutes. Okay, so he's not big on points. So we got Samuel Girardi, as well as Ethan Bear. He wants a 5-year contract. Girardi wants a 4. How's Ethan Bear in points? Oh, he's a minus. We don't want Ethan Bear. All right, so no Ethan Bear for us. Could go with Justin Falk. Bring him into play on our top 6. He would fit in the defensive pairing number 3. But I think what we're going to go with is, you know what? Let's go Justin Falk to a 1-year contract. He's going to be our depth defenseman. So he's got no interested buyers. So we're going to offer Justin Falk 1 year at $3 million. All right, 1 year at $3 million. And then our offense defenseman up here, Samuel Girardi. 4 years as a defenseman for us, a little too much. I think a nice 2-year contract for Girardi maybe at 4.75. All right, 4.75, 2-year contract for Samuel Girardi. So there we go. There's our defensive side, hopefully figured out. Over to the right side, or the right wing now. All right, right wingers. Vertanen's on the first line. Suni is mediocre. Maybe we bring him up. Maybe we don't. Holmstrom, if he does jump, I would like in our NHL, but he's not there so far. Giovanni Smith is going to be a 4th line, 3rd line grinder. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do in system. Minor league scratched. Okay. So we do need some AHL guys, possibly. Yeah, we need some AHL guys. Let's do 2 right wing AHL players. Yeah, 2 right wing in the AHL. And then I would like to sign Tom Wilson again. So let's go after Tom Wilson. All right, so sign free agent. Go after right wing Tom Wilson. All right, Tom Wilson right up there. He wants 6.3 for a grinder. Expect to be on a 2nd line. 3-year contract for that much is a little steep, especially for Wilson, I think. I want to do 2 years at 5.5 for Wilson. 2 years, 5.5 for Tom Wilson. All right, so that'll be fine. Capo Caco didn't work out, I guess. Capo Caco never grew to his potential. Dropped off. Yeah, damn. New York Rangers killed Capo Capo. Okay. Not years wanted. Now let's take a look at the AHL. 2-way contract. Tomasino. That could be something. I mean, we're kind of like last chance you. Schwartz. Philip Schwartz. Oh, he's a 2-way forward. Zadorov 2-way. Come on. There's got to be somebody. Just sort by overall. I want to go into the AHL for minor league players. Find someone with not a lot of potential, or someone who needs potential. There we go. Lucas, sniper. He fits in our top 4. Lucas, signed him, right winger, to a 2-year contract. Sure. And Morberg as well. Medium top 9. Morberg, just a 1-year contract for you. So there's the right wing, hopefully cleared up. Over to left wing now. Left wing side of things. DeBrusque and Hewitt are going to continue on that second line. Ferland is the grinder. Novoletsev has a spot on this team. Yep. Bouwmeester, 4th line grinder. Okay, so Bouwmeester needs to be playing in the NHL probably. But we need 2 more left wingers. All right, so 2 more left wingers for us in the AHL. So let's see. So 2 more AHL left wingers. Yep. And then center-wise, Stutzel, 1st line left winger, 1st line center. Hurdle, 1st line left or center. Galchenyuk, 2nd line. Kerfoot, 3rd line. McEwen, 4th line. And then there's Zeller as well. So we're good for center. In the system, we need 2 centers. All right, so we need 2 centers for the system in the AHL, and then 2 left wings for the AHL as well. But most of our NHL roster is quite fine. We could go after like Sedina. That's a lot of money for fucking 2-way forward. Not really interested. If he was sniper, maybe. Nikita Kucherov, that right wing sniper, but he's 34 years of age, so I'm good there. He lost his franchise down to elite. 2-way. That's right. 2-way. Wong's not going to be anything. Over to sniper. And sort by overall. Go down to the minors. There we go. Top 9 in Finley. 2-year contract. And then again, Murray. Oh, nope, he's a 4th liner. Don't want to go after Murray. Keep on going. Keep on going through the rights. High top 9 for Kidney, the center. All right. High top 9 for you, so we'll sign him. Then left wings, we need 2 more as well. Back down to minor leagues. Medium top 9, sure. And then another medium top 9 and Leclerc. There you go. So those are 2 more signings. Perfect. And that should be it, I think. Let's advance it up slowly. Advance a couple days. Third and Ferland for a 3rd and 4th. No thanks. Advance it up. Arthur Young, I don't feel that the role you offered me is appropriate to my skill set. I'm not interested in joining with the job title. Arthur Young going to reject our NHL goalie coach. We're going to have to go back at him. Richard Pillar, the market size is exactly the type of thing I'm working for, so I happily accept it. So we got the other goalie coach. Drew Doughty, welcome back to Seattle. He's our NHL Associates coach. Welcome back, Drew Doughty. Excited to see you on the bench. Grant Apalopoulos, the NHL. Oh, he's going to reject. Okay. A NHL assistant coach. I don't feel the quality of the roster, so he's going to reject as well. I want to thank you for the generous financing. We got the AHL Associates coach. Ferland a 3rd for a 3rd and 4th, reject. And now we got to go and find more coaching staff again. Damn. So we still need an NHL assistant and NHL goalie. So we'll start with that. Again, I'm going to offer Young that NHL goalie position. And we're going to offer him $3 million. Other teams interested are the New York Rangers. We're going to offer him $3.5 million to be our NHL goalie coach. How about that? 3.5 for Arthur Young to be an NHL goalie coach. It's a lot of fucking money just to be working with goalies. I would do it. 3.5. Because we want our goalies to grow to be something really good. So I think having a guy like him... What does coach influence actually do? I think it shows here. Something. Coaching style. Coaches. Nope. Balance, no. Nope. No idea. All right. So NHL goalie coach. Now we need an NHL assistant coach. Nobody. All right. AHL head coach. Could bring in Giordano. Bring in 2 defensemen. Giordano is not built for the NHL. NHL, sort by defense again. We need someone with a top defenseman. We want a defensive specialty and Paris still. Generalist with A. He's a generalist with A teaching. Kind of interested in him. NHL assistant coach. Hell yeah. Sign him. We'll just sign generalist as our other 2, maybe. Offer him 7.5 for 3 years to be our assistant coach. Down to AHL. We need an AHL head coach, right. So AHL head coach. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll give the AHL head coach position to Mark Giordano. Giordano, we're going to offer you $700K to be our AHL head coach. So Giordano signed with us, and Drew Doughty is. AHL assistant coach now. We still need one. Let's just find one with a good overall or good teaching. Let's go by teaching, actually. And first one without a goalie is a generalist with B. All right, so we're offering to the generalist Raphael Potvin. All right, advance that up to $600K. Boom. There you go. And again, coaches figured out. Scouts, though. We got 17 scouts. Shit, what ones am I missing? We got the USA East, Central, West. We're missing a dub. All right, so we're missing a WHL coach. All right, so let's get a dub coach going. Wow, team's interested. Wow, a lot of people like Luis Gusberg. All right, so we're going to offer him A-. We're going to offer him a long-term 8-year deal at $210 offer contract for Gusberg, WHL. Perfect. And then we got 2 more. Actually, now that we got 2 more, let's see. We have none in Europe, so offer 2 over in Europe. Over in Europe, we got some C's here. Okay. Team strengths, team scouts, prospect discovery. Okay. Nothing. All right. So we're just getting some decent players regardless over here. So we'll go after... anyone got an A? You got an A, you got an A. So NLA with Solly, we'll offer him $200K for 1 year. We'll offer him the max we can. And then over here to the other European of Myers, also a 1-year deal, the max we can offer him. So there we go. More behind the scenes action with this team trying to shape up here. Advance it up. Baranka, I am happy to join your team. So there's our AHL Associates coach. All right, quiet still. Matt DeMello, I don't feel the size of your team market is what I'm looking. NHL assistant coach has declined. Motherfucker. Luis Gusberg, I'm going to have to reject. You offered me a contract years, more contract years than I wanted. Gusberg is rejected because I offered him too many years. Samuel Girardi is going to accept, so there's 1 defenseman. Justin Fultz rejects. As much as I would love to sign in your team, the chemistry in the locker room is a huge deterrent. More money may help change my mind. Fuck you, Folk. And there's Michael DiPietro accepting a little bit of a cheaper. And I like the fact that I can take on a leadership role in your team based on my skill set. So welcome back, DiPietro. Kidney accepts. Cool. There's some AHL players getting accepted. Giovanni Smith, no thanks. We still need to get that depth defenseman, though. That depth defenseman and Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson has 3 teams interested. I don't think he's going to be signing with us, boys. I think we might have lost Tom Wilson. But we still need that depth defenseman at least. Somebody. Let's sort by age. Find like a veteran guy with some good poise. Bring in Pietrangelo. No, he's got 2 years and he's way too much money. Savard, Krug. Krug wants a 1-year contract, actually. Torrey Krug, Philadelphia would be interested in 1 year at 9.75 for Torrey Krug. Bring him back one more season. All right, we'll offer it. One more year for him. We got to go back to our coaching staff. As well as the scout. The scout rejected because we offered too many years. What the fuck? I have never heard that before. So back over to the dub. He is still there. So we'll give him 3 years. Again, maximum amount of money that we're willing to offer him. That's good. Coach players. Okay, just keep on advancing, though. The rest of our coaching staff can be filled as we go on. Young. There it is. Arthur Young. Ooh. What? Giordano, my sources tell me your coaching staff is excellent, so I'm happy to join your coaching staff. Mark Giordano, welcome to our NHL head coach. Raphael Poltvin, NHL assistant, but the role was filled, so Poltvin's not going to come in because we filled it. Sally, your contract years offered me were lower than I was expected. Alec Myers, though, was willing to accept. I'm very happy to join this team, okay. Torrey Krug is going to accept our thing. I appreciate your interest, but I decided to go with another team at this time. I want to be part of a locker room that has a few issues. What? What? I want to be part of a locker room that has few issues and good team chemistry. Sadly, that's something I can't say about your team right now. Oh my God. So Tom Wilson goes over to Chicago. Still in the West, our rival Chicago. At least we don't have to worry about the NHL suspending him or anything. He's going to get his just desserts. But now we're missing a right winger. That grinding right winger. Third, fourth line winger type. Vladimir Tarasenko could bring him in. Bring back Bjork. Pruss. We would want a grinder. That's really what I want. I want a high overall grinder like Wilson. That's what he was so good for. But instead, I might have to go with that fourth line grind. Got Andrew Shaw, no. Left wing grinders. No, not going to happen. Center grinder then. Alright, best guy is Kaharia. Bring back Kaharia, yep. Kaharia going to come right back in and be our fourth line center. Sign him to a 2-year minor league contract. Fuck yeah, Kaharia. Welcome right on back. Panarin, left wing, sniper, no thanks. Domi, Strome, Verlack, Prust, Hall. No, I'm good everywhere else, I think. If the regular season comes up and some of these guys are still available, maybe we can look at it. Luis Gesterberg is willing to. He's going to accept. So there we go. We're going to be very good with the WHL, and we tend to draft a lot of guys out of the dub, anyways. Furland, nope. All right, things are starting to quiet down. Kaharia has accepted our contract. So there we go. Kaharia, there's a grinder again. So Furland, Kaharia, and Macwin as our fourth line. Oh, the fourth line grind is going to be so good. And then on the third line, we can start mix and matching some pairs there. I think that's going to work really well for this team. So there you go, Kaharia, welcome back. So we're what else do we want to do? What else? We need coaching, right? We didn't get all the coaches we want to do. We need an NHL assistant coach still. NHL assistant coach. Again, go by teaching, and I want you, NHL assistant coach Delmore. All right, we're going to offer you 3-year contract at 700K, just to make sure that we get you. All right, 700K to be our NHL assistant coach Delmore. Come on over, do the twist. Come on. Doughty, Giordano. Oh, that's so fucking sick to see. And then with such a great goalie coach, so maybe we'll see some big jumps in this upcoming season. Or because we switched up the coaching staff, we're not going to see any jumps. I don't know. Macwin, nope, not willing to accept that. I actually want to get up to the regular season. I want to thank you for the generous financial compensation. I appreciate it. Yeah, no reason, Melbourne. Welcome to the team. We already got our team settled for the NHL. If we need any few tweaks here or there, we can do that. Let's quit. So here we are, July 17th. Let's just edit my trading block actually while we're here. Trading block. I am not willing to get rid of any of you. All right, so stop asking. And we're not willing to get rid of it, to want any of those. We don't want anything. All right, so fuck right off. Let's see. Maybe we can deal with some contract extension as well. Yeah, I was gonna go and look at the free agent signing so far, but let's see. Contract extension: Mike Hewitt, Tim Stützle, Sopel. So a lot of our young talent contract are starting to come up with contracts. Next year we're going to have $35 million supposedly in cap space. Alex Galchenyuk making 7.8 right now. He wants to drop off, but he wants a $4 million, 6.3. Making 6.3 to playing the way he is. I mean, it's worth it. Mike Hewitt. Yeah, Mike Hewitt, $8 million. Yeah, Mike Hewitt deserves a long-term contract. He was a 50-goal scorer. Not going to give him 9.6. Let's try to lowball him. What is it? Let's see. I don't want to use a calculator. So 9.6 contract. Trying to lower it down. We'll say 8.8. 8.8 for Mike Hewitt for an 8-year contract. So 8 years by $8.8 million. So Mike Hewitt's going to get signed long-term. Stützle, another player we want to sign long-term. He's jumping from 2. He only wants $7 million. Wow, only $8 million pretty much a season for 8 years. So yeah, we'll offer that, but let's try to lowball him, try to save some money with him. Let's do 7.25. 7.25. It's not going to save a lot. Do 7 mil maybe. Yeah. Go down a home. Nah, that's going to be too much. 7.25. 7.25 for over 8 years for Tim Stützle. Offer that. Sopel, does he want a minor league contract still? Yes, he does. So 2 years under that minor league contract again. Shirikov, you're 25. We don't need to worry about you. Goaltenders, Blomqvist would like an extension. No thanks. Everyone else can kind of wait. Yeah, Patrick Hayward, or Pat Hayward, medium top 6, offensive defenseman. I think he was a top 4, but because we didn't really play him this year, I think he dropped to a top 6. Could probably grow back up, though. Probably could regrow back up there. But get on up into the rest of the season. Tim Stützle, easy renewal decision. Awesome. Kaharia, not going to accept. Reject. Mike Hewitt, easy rescission to renew. Lincoln Sopel, easy decision to renew as well. So there's all that. There's some big money being thrown out for those contract extension to get Tim Stützle as well as Mike Hewitt. Those are two pretty much going to be like forever in their career. Seattle Kraken, unless something big happens, we get a nice trade, we want to get someone. Looking at who has been signed where so far. Signings: Pavel Zacha, Winnipeg. All right, Cal Yarncroke to Edmonton. Dominic Kublik goes to the Rangers. All right, Ryan Graves signs with Philly. Ben Hutton to Colorado. Rasmus Kupari to Calgary. Hampus Lindholm to Ottawa. Kevin Hayes to the Devils. John Merrill, Colorado. Avrov goes to Vancouver. Jonathan Marchessault to Minnesota. Tristan Jarry re-signs in Pittsburgh. Ali Ulevi goes to Nashville. Zach Austin Reek to Winnipeg. Dominic Kuhn. Oliver Bjorkstrand signs with Florida. Let's see. Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson goes to Arizona. Michael Granlund to Boston. Kyle Palmieri to Ottawa. Let's see. Come on. Alexei Kristov goes to Calgary. That was a goaltender. Had some potential, but we went after DiPietro. Sami Niku goes to Winnipeg. Arizona receives a third-rounder of compensation for Pittsburgh signing Zachary Bolduc. All right, Jordan Greenway goes to Toronto. Brian Rust goes to Ottawa. Taylor Hall goes to the King, as well as Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Michael Rasmussen goes to Tampa Bay. Capo Papo goes to the other New York team in the New York Islanders. Connor Brown goes back to Ottawa. Gabriel Carlson to Florida. Okay. These are some interesting fucking moves, though. Jeff Skinner to Philly. Steven Stamkos, one-year deal with Minnesota. Joel Eckerson-Ek to Anaheim. Ryan Ellis to Boston. Travis Sanheim to Boston. Jacob Verna goes to Ottawa with wrong side. Ryan Strome. We got Kaharia, obviously. Pierre Engvall goes to Philly. Blake Coleman re-signs with the New Jersey Devils. Dennis Cholowski signs in Montreal. Lucas Wallmark goes to Montreal as well. Lawson Krause signs with Columbus. Vladimir Tarasenko goes to Minnesota. Matt Duchene signs with Toronto. Justin Folk to St. Louis instead. Rupinsk goes to Tampa. John Gibson goes to Winnipeg. So Winnipeg, I think, now has John Gibson as... No, they didn't have a goaltender. No, that was Vancouver. Never mind, that was Vancouver. Ethan Bear goes to St. Louis. Bjorn Olbisch goes to Buffalo. Sammy Bly to San Jose. Colin Scissors, New Jersey. All right, Gabe Velarde to Anaheim. Rasmus Sadin to Calgary. John Tavares to Arizona. I'm seeing a lot of Western Conference teams buying this year. Alex Pietrangelo signs in San Jose. Yeah, a lot of star power. Tom Wilson, 3-year contract to Chicago. What a traitor and a snake. Brady Tkachuk signs a long-term 5-year contract with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So cool. We lose Tom Wilson, our pain in the ass, and the Vegas gains a pain in the ass. William Karlsson signs in Pittsburgh. Matt Dumba to Minnesota. Philip Zadina goes back to Detroit for a 7-year contract. Nikita Kucherov signs with the Tampa Bay Lightning. We got the big, long list of signings there. We're us. Thatcher Demko signs with Ottawa as well. Riley Smith to Dallas. Samuel Girardi signs with us. Josh Roslovic goes to Edmonton. Victor Medig back with Canada, the Canadians. Owen Tippett to Detroit. Nikita Gusev to Washington. Joe Veleno goes to Toronto. All right. So that's kind of interesting. So a lot of big name moves happening pretty much so far. Any trades? Actually, any interesting trades happen so far? Trades. Minnesota acquires Ryan Johansson from Vegas in exchange for a 3rd and a 6th. Columbus acquires Connor Garland and a 6th in exchange. Philly gets a 3rd and a 7th from Columbus. So just some minor behind-the-scenes stuff. No big movement happening. Okay. So let's get on up. Just so that way I can see how this roster is forming. And we have a good understanding of what we're missing, who we need to bring in, who we need to ship out. Cancel that. That's fine. Keep on going. Kaharia, a 4th and a 5th. No, we like Kaharia. He's a good 4th liner for us. He's always been a good 4th liner. And now with McEwen, he's going to be playing center. McEwen's on the right. And if need be, and we pick up another right-wing grinder, we can move Ferland. Ferland can play on the right wing too. So we got that whole 4th line grind line is very tricky. We could really do anything with that lineup. Move pretty much anyone anywhere. Again, I'm not accepting these trades. And then there's Giovanni Smith too, another grinder down there. So Kaharia, Giovanni Smith. Yeah, we got some replacements for that 4th line. Michael Ferland. Tom Wilson's going to miss out. This is going to be another grindy season, and I'm looking for another back-to-back. However, with so much roster overhaul, I mean, a lot of people are probably scratching their heads at the Kraken like, what the fuck is happening? That's a lot of changes, a lot of missing pieces, and a lot of things are moving here in Seattle. And you know what? They're not wrong. They're not wrong. We got a lot of moving pieces happening here between last season and this season. Pretty much a completely new coaching staff happening, getting brought in. Young, the goaltender, coming on in, trying to teach people how to, goaltenders how to grow a lot better. So Young, Delmore, Drew Doughty, after retiring from being an NHL player, signs on over to be a associates coach with us with Chenard. Down in the AHL, we obviously signed Giordano as the head coach. So 66 staff chemistry to 67 chemistry. However, everyone is pretty happy to at least be on this team. How's the roster shaping up? Just from best lines, what are they showing us? Oh, that's roster moves. I meant edit lines. My bad. From edit lines. So we are buyers. They're saying our status is buyers. So from the start, they're saying Galchenyuk, Hurdle, Virtanen, DeBrusk with Stutzel and Hewitt. So Hewitt, as of right now, is at an 86. Hurdle's at an 88. Stutzel, 86 overall. Novoletsev up to an 82, alongside Gaharian Furlan, Giovanni Smith, Zach Mackwin, and Kerfoot. Scratcher, Suni, and Zeller. Zeller up to an 80. Okay. And any other jumps? Fourth line, Bouwmeester. All right, so Bouwmeester wants to be playing in the NHL as well. Ooh, depth player here. And then a fourth liner here in Holmstrom. Holmstrom needs to play the right wing sniper. We need to develop this kid correctly. Dumb cycle energy block. Oh, that is, yeah, it doesn't really fit. Then out in the AHL, we got Krug. Fuck. Yeah, Krug's got to be called up. Krug needs some NHL time. So I want to have my handful for sure in between this episode and the next one, trying to figure out how I'm going to sort out these rosters. Who's going to be called up? Do I need to sign anyone? It's going to be really interesting. So I'll let you guys know how the roster moves went between now and then. In the next episode, I'll show you guys what the roster is actually going to fully look like for this, at least the start of the season. Actually, but can I announce a captain this year? Oh, Zeller. I think we might give captaincy over to Zach McEwen, and then make maybe Jeffrey Zeller comes in. He's an assistant captain right off the bat in his rookie season, 23 years of age. He could grow to be something amazing still. Yeah, he's got that low elite, so he could take a big jump. Center sniper, so that's another sniper we're growing. It's going to be very interesting what we do here. But until then, guys, see you all later.